Hello viewers, this is John Richards, Publications Director of Atheist Alliance International, introducing you to our latest victim, Ariane Sherine, who is most famous for her ABC, Atheist Bus Campaign. You must have heard of that. Tell us, Ariane, how did it come about?
It came about when I saw a religious bus and it had a Bible quote on it, and then it had a website underneath it, and I visited the website and it told me that all non-believers would burn in a lake of fire for all eternity. And I thought, well, that's not on, spreading fear from the side of a bus. So I thought I would write a Guardian article about the bus in the national newspaper we have in the UK called The Guardian. And so I wrote this article. And I thought, well, how do I end it? What's the solution to these religious buses? I mean, I don't really believe in censorship or banning things. So maybe if all atheists reading this article could give £5, then we could get a different advert on a bus saying, there's probably no God, now stop worrying and enjoy your life.
Brilliant. So you found a sponsor?
No, so I contacted Richard Dawkins, and by that time the BHA, the British Humanist Association, had already agreed to administer all the donations. But I contacted Richard Dawkins for a donation and a quote, and he gave me a lovely quote, and then he said, what if I agreed to match all donations up to £5,500? And so this was a great motivator for atheists to donate.
Generous offer.
A very generous offer. And the donation page launched, and it was, you know, almost like 95% of the donations were from the general public. So even more than that, actually, because we raised, in 6 months, we raised £153,000.
Good job. Richard set a limit.
Indeed. Good job for Richard. And he, so we only meant to raise 5,500, and so we'd only planned to have 30 buses running for 2 weeks in London. But we ended up having 800 buses running for 4 weeks all over the UK, and cards in tube trains on the London Underground, and then of course 2 massive screens in Oxford Street. So there was a lot of press, because most of the press are based in London, and they could easily access the screens on Oxford Street, or they could easily access the buses, and yeah. It was huge. It was much bigger than I ever thought it would be.
Viral.
Yes, yeah, and then it started going around the world. So there were some very funny campaigns. I particularly liked the German one. It said, there is brackets with a probability verging on certainty, close brackets, no God. Which I thought was the most precise and German thing ever.
Amazingly Germanic.
And then there was an Australian campaign, and they just wanted to say atheism, sleep in on Sundays. But they were banned. So their campaign in the end had to say atheism, celebrate reason. I don't know why they were banned for such a mild and funny slogan, but you know.
That's a bad mark against Australia.
Australia's more conservative than you think.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It went all around the world. There was an American campaign. There were campaigns all over Europe. There was a campaign in Canada. And then there were spoof campaigns as well. So Greenpeace did There's Probably No Cod. Now let's stop overfishing and think of the future.
Brilliant. So what happened then?
So what happened then was that I received a lot of press, and I came to the notice of a lot of people, And some of that attention was great. So I received lots of lovely messages from atheists all over the world just saying, at last I feel represented, I feel as though I have a voice. But unfortunately, I also received a lot of hate mail from Christians.
How very Christian.
And stuff like, I hope you die, I hope Jesus kills you, if you come to America, I will shoot you in the head, stuff like that.
Jesus is coming back specifically to
To
do
kill
that?
me, yeah, I know, I feel very special. But yeah, it was really, it had a big impact on me emotionally and mentally, and I tried to laugh it off, and I kind of struggled on for as long as I could. But in the end, all the very, very dark thoughts in my head about being killed overwhelmed me, and I had a major nervous breakdown, and I couldn't work publicly. I couldn't write publicly or do any public speaking for 3.5 years, which is a big chunk of time to take out at the prime of your career, really. Yeah.
I hope the Christians feel proud of themselves.
I don't think they ever knew what effects that had on me. But yeah, I mean, nowadays I feel fully recovered. I'm on 3 medications, including antipsychotic medication, which I'll probably have to be on for the rest of my life. But I do occasionally still go on telly nowadays to debate Christians.
She's back, everyone.
Woo!
And she's got a lovely daughter.
I've got a wonderful daughter, and so I wouldn't change anything, because if I were to rewrite history, I might not have had her, and she's the best thing in the world.
Brilliant. Shall we leave it on that?
Cool.
Thank you, Ariane.
You're so welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ariane has a book out, Talk Yourself Better, available at Amazon and all good bookstores. She's writing another, co-writing with a health professional. This is to be called How to Live to 100.